on Friday, I believe it was Randy that was telling us that she's in this strange spot with her boss because the corporate credit card was being used and somebody in the office was using it. And for shopping sprees, personal shopping sprees. And she knew it, but she was in a really insecure place with her boss because she's the one that gave the credit card up. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning.
All right. So Kristen wasn't here on Friday. So kind of get her up to speed on exactly what happened.
Well, he's no longer my boss anymore. Like, not to cut to the chase, but I've had a bad weekend, guys.
Wow. Tell.
So basically, like I was saying when we last spoke, I manage a small little company, and I'm in charge of the company credit card, and I had trusted a fellow employee that honestly, I really did trust her. I gave her the credit card to just, thinking she would do right by it. Like, we have to get office supplies with it and, just stuff. Well, 2 years later, I found out that there was massive purchases made, personal purchases. And I confronted her, and she admitted it, that she had, bought some stuff on the office credit card. And, and I had to contemplate whether or not to tell my boss, because I had a feeling I would be in trouble since I was the one that gave her the credit card. And I took your guys' advice and told my boss on Friday, and now I'm home. He said not to come back.
Oh, he was that mad. He, fired you on the spot.
Yeah. Well, we talked, and he didn't fire me on the spot. He did fire her on the spot. He had to make a few phone calls and said, that they just decided that, it wouldn't set a good example for the other employees if they, by this point, everybody knew about it. So it was almost like politically correct to fire me, but yeah. So that's what happened.
So because you loaned the company credit card to this employee, and if you're in charge of it, then that means you're in charge of the maintenance of the card, which is looking at the statement that comes in. And because you didn't notice these charges and let it go for so long, that's why you got the boot.
Well, she was pretty good at what she was doing. I don't know how much details you guys want, but she was buying stuff that could have been for the office. She bought she did buy a laptop and a mini fridge. So it looked like it was office stuff, but what she did was she returned it to the store and kept cash for herself.
Well, if that's the case, then I don't feel like you should have got it fired. I feel like she took advantage of the company, the boss, and you.
But the card was in your hands, and she gave it to her.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what my boss was like, well, we can't, because I was the whole thing about maybe, it was stealing. But then the boss was like, well, we can't even press charges because you gave her the card. So they're like, it's technically not stealing. You gave it to her. And I'm like, well, I don't know how the law works, but I believe what you say. So
Cassie doesn't like this. Hold on a sec.
That doesn't sit right. Just because you gave someone the card, she still misused the funds.
So let me ask you this here, Randy, because this does seem like a little harsh from the boss. What was your standing in the company before this? Because I almost feel like he might not have been real happy with you from something else. And because this came up, he's like, okay, I'm going to give this the life. This is what I'm going to use to get rid of Randy. Is that possible?
No, actually, just to give you a little backstory. So I was almost like his right-hand man, but I'm the office manager. And he honestly, he didn't want to fire me. My boss kind of has a crush on me. That's a whole other story. So he didn't really want to fire me, but it was if I don't because he's got a silent partner. I couldn't think of the word, a silent partner that he had to talk about it with. So, like I said, I got the phone call Friday night. I didn't get fired on the spot. She did. And then Friday night, my boss called me at home and said he had talked to so-and-so, and that they didn't think it was a good representation of the company policy, and it showed favoritism. And And as it is, there's already rumors about me and my boss, which I haven't done anything to contribute to the rumors. It's just he's kind of flirtatious with me. So people already assume stuff. And they're like, now they're really going to think we're having an affair if I don't fire you, because they all know that, what the other girl did.
What a hot mess, man.
That was
What a hot mess. Well, I am sorry that you got fired, man, especially in this economy. It is not easy to find a job. That is for sure. Thank you
Are
for...
you guys hiring? Because I love your show, and I would be a good radio host.
Don't come for my job, no.
I think we're all under contract. I think we're pretty solid, but thank you.
You know,
yeah.
we all looked at each other and we looked at you because only you can answer that question.
He's looking at us. Look what us to do.
And we certainly don't need a treasurer. That's for damn sure.
The Bert Show.